Hi, welcome to Yellow Slate, your very own school search engine that helps you find the best schools for your kid based on various filters and parameters.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us today on the call with us to talk about Vishwa Vidyapeeth School in specific. We are more than happy to host you. I mean, understanding your profile coming from a professional background of being a doctor, I'm sure the conversation is going to be very eccentrically focused more on school and well-being of children and all. So usually we start with one very basic question by asking why Vishwa Vidyapeeth? Because there are quite a lot of schools out there. What made you to choose Vishwa Vidyapeeth over other schools that are currently there? So if you can maybe throw some light there.
Yeah. I think it's a very daunting task for any parent to be finalizing a school. It's the nightmare for any parent. I think we crossed that phase also at some point in our lives. We moved from South Bangalore to North Bangalore. So my kids were studying in reputed school in South Bangalore. But when we moved, I think there were a couple of things that we were looking at. Every parent has their own specifications of what exactly they want to, bring in their children. For us, I think it's about holistic teaching with like I do not want it to be academically driven school. I wanted a school that's holistically designed to teach both academics and co-curriculars and essential life skills. That's very important. Eventually, when we look at 10 years down the lane from now, your marks on the card doesn't guarantee you a career. I think
Correct.
that is something that I was looking at, and a school that blends academic performance with values of a culture,
Correct.
inculcating the values of a culture. It should be complementing what we teach the kids at home. So
Mhm.
that's what we were expecting and looking for a school. I think we became as a blend of everything that we were looking out, and we didn't give
Okay.
it a second thought. Yeah, we
Great.
wanted to go ahead and give it a try. But it's been
Great.
4 years. I think we are happy parents for both
Great.
of our kids. Yeah.
Nice. Because you spoke about life skills in specific in the last answer that you mentioned. I think there
Yeah.
is something called Dasha Prabodha in the school where they teach 10 life skills, is what I've read. I was a little
Yes.
curious. Okay, concept wise, it was great. But I just wanted to understand how was that hands-on experience for your children? Was it happening?
Yeah, I see. I was not aware of this Dasha Prabodha word,
Okay.
but it was
Mhm.
my personal requirement of learning a life skill for the children. It's pretty much ongoing. Like it's not
Mhm.
that, school which promises something on
Mhm.
your websites but delivers a different thing. But
Mhm.
it's all like, the kids love a lot of activities that are kind of performed at school, starting from swimming. They have swimming, they have the self-protection
Oh,
taekwondo and karate. They learn pottery, they're learning agriculture, they're looking, they also have a community kitchen within the
oh,
school.
great.
They have a kitchen in the school. So food is
Oh,
basically cooked and served in the school
oh,
for majority of the
nice.
children. Of course, it's an option for a couple of these, syllabus for, but yeah, essentially the school provides food where, they source the vegetables. There are people who are there within the school campus, cook and inculcate that healthy eating habit. So it's all sattvic food that's given in the school. So those are a couple of things that I can bring in. This is kind of in it is incorporated into the activities that the school is conducting. So I
Mhm.
was surprised. See, every school conducts an annual day where you go to a theater, where you go to one of these bigger forums where you have a decorated stage
Correct.
where kids perform. You're very elated with your children's performance. You come back. I think that is something that's so differently planned, so well thought of. So for the last 3 years, I can give you a couple of examples of, first year when my kids joined the school, it was a Ganita Mela, where
Oh,
the best of these mathematicians and those who have achieved something in their life, like Dr. Rohini Godbole, Dr. Kiran Kumar, who are a part of Mars Mission, and a couple of other dignitaries were invited, and just not invitation, these dignitaries were involved with the kids in their chai pe charcha, a
oh,
lot of
nice.
activities in personal interaction. This went on for almost 10 days, and that is something that blown me away. It's just not about mathematics or physics. And the second year, it was about Kala Vaibhava. It's about introducing the kids to the whole art and culture of India. The
India.
third year, yeah, this year we had something called as Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan. It's an activity of 1 week, 10 days activity. The kids prepared for almost 3 months. It's
Oh,
about the agriculture, which is the backbone of India, and recognizing all those dignitaries. They were a part of these discussions with the kids, and they had a lot of hands-on activities that went on. It is a kind of motivation for the kids,
True,
that kind of
true,
motivates. They just see and learn. Kids see and
true.
learn. You don't have to teach them. I would truly want to appreciate that effort taken by teachers going and beyond the curricular activities in encouraging these kids who are kind of not just the academics. It's important to learn all subjects, but every kid has their special interest on something. Like my son, who is more interested in astrophysics, I think school has provided every damn opportunity to kind of motivate him to take few smaller steps. I think these are the instances or examples that gives you how the school can go beyond just the academic,
Got it.
right?
Got it.
It's not about the marks.
Nice, nice. I'm so glad to understand about the support that you got for astrophysics. And also, that's exactly the next topic I wanted to touch about in regards to the parent and school relationship. So, if you can also help us with how approachable is the school or a teacher or anybody from the school to the parent. And I also got to know there is something like parent engagement programs that
Right,
happen in
right.
the school. So if you can also throw some light on how this relationship
Oh,
with
yeah.
parent and school
Yeah,
is there.
yeah. Yeah, I could definitely do that. Although I've not been part of many of these parent engagement programs because of
Okay.
our professional commitments, but I
Yeah.
do have parents who have talked about it and
Okay.
kind of shared experiences on parent engagement program. That has
Hmm.
been wonderful. So for any parent where you are sending your children to an unknown place, I call it as unknown place for 8 hours, you need to have that kind of a trust to
Absolutely.
to send them comfortably. It's a part of you, right? Your kids are part of you, and that needs a lot of trust that needs to build between the school and the parent. And of course, we did have such kind of an apprehension before, but I think the school is very, very approachable. Believe me, I think even the career counseling has been conducted for
Oh,
all the parents, not just the children. It was conducted a couple of times for the parents also to understand what are the opportunities available, to identify what your child wants to do and how do you persuade them or how do you motivate them to pick up those fields. See, if you say engineering, people would be wanting to be working in a software company elsewhere, right? Like big tech companies.
correct.
Having these opportunities in the defense field within the country, serving the country, and be it ISRO or be it DRDO, which is a part of Indian Defense Organization, research organization, and these opportunities were kind of many a times it's a veil. Probably we don't parents won't explore.
Correct.
Maybe because you don't have time, you don't have enough knowledge to go and explore, or maybe that's not the field that you are interested in. And these were a couple of parent engagement programs that have been conducted in the school to throw that light on what are the opportunities that are available. That's one part of
Great.
it. Probably I'm talking about it because my older one is like in seventh, and probably that's something that we would want to be looking out for. But on the other hand, for a parent engagement program and the relation between a parent and a school, the school is very, very approachable, extremely approachable. We
Great.
have a coordinator, a number is given to you. You can call them up anytime for your
Oh,
concerns. You want to meet them. You can schedule. Of course, it's all about getting that appointment. I wouldn't call this formally as an appointment, but just blocking the time slot, and you can go
correct.
talk to the teachers, talk to the principal. It's all open door policy. You can go take an appointment and talk to them.
Great.
And something called as mother on duty. Basically, you have 250 days or say 230 days as a working day in the school. So every day has one mother representing the mothers forum available at school, having access to the kitchen, having access to the toilet, having access to any classroom within the school. And this I had this opportunity within first 1 month of my kids joining the school. This kind of reassured my confidence in the
Great.
school, where you can see how the activity. See, you cannot hide certain things when a parent is there every day. So it's just the natural flow that happens in the school.
Yeah, it should be a
Uh,
reality there.
yeah, it's the reality. So every mother gets to see that reality every day. Like, as I said, all
Great.
working days, there's one mother representing the mothers community available, having free access to every part
Yeah.
of the school.
Very, very interesting. And because you said you've been with the school for almost last 4 years, if I'm not wrong, and I think no one else better than you could answer this question in regards if we also can be little critical so that schools can also have something to take from this conversation that we have, not just parents.
Yeah, I
So
think,
how
uh,
what would it be?
see, every school comes with their positives and negatives. Sometimes the positives overshadows the negatives,
Correct.
or the improvement. I think if I look back of if I had to give a feedback to the school, what would I be thinking of? I
Yeah.
don't get even a single point. It's not about I'm kind of advertising for the school. Kids will have a lot of complaints because they're kids. They are
True.
kids, right? They have a complaint because you don't have a free period. They have a complaint because teacher is engaging you for a very long period of time.
True.
Or
True.
they have a complaint for, oh, the school is so disciplined, like, it's
Correct.
so strict. But I think considering how it's the whole world is evolving, some amount of discipline is required. You cannot just let them free, right? They would go run amok. Every
Correct.
child needs some amount of discipline. I've heard that, kind of discipline is something that's, they follow it very religiously. And I think that is okay. It's acceptable for me as a parent. If the
Okay.
teachers are being strict, sometimes they need to control 27 kids or say 25 kids in the class, like each
Correct.
one going in a different direction. But I wouldn't see this as a bigger challenge for me. I think some amount of discipline is needed at the
Got
school.
it.
But yeah, if you look at like, when it comes to the charges that the school's financials affair, but I think every school has its own, you know, give and take, right?
Substantiation.
Like, yeah, every school justifies the facility that they give, but I wouldn't have any qualms about it. Yeah, I think
Got it.
it's all balanced. It's just balanced.
Yeah, yeah. And few quick things to know about the school so that the parents who are watching the video can also understand what happens at the school, right? In regards to the timings of the school, what are the timings? When will it start? When
Yeah,
will the child come
yeah.
back to home?
So, yeah, for us, the first criteria, even before choosing of what a school should offer to our kids, one of the big criteria for us, it should be near. We were very clear that my kids should not be traveling for 1 hour in the morning and 1 hour in the evening to the school. We had to cut down on transportation and the time that's needed to travel to the school. And apparently, we are placed at around 5, 6 kilometers distance in the outskirts of the city. They started around o'clock in the morning. The bus comes to pick them up around 8. And the school timings, I think the classes starts at 9 o'clock. So they go, they freshen up, they have their prayers in the morning, and then the classes starts at around 9 o'clock. And they wrap it up by 3:15, and the kids are back home by 3:45. So another 30 minutes for the kids to go and settle down in their school buses and travel for
Got it.
a 8 to 4, 8 to 4.
Yeah. And do you also have a tracking system to track the bus?
We do, yeah, we do. Yes, we do. All this, what do you call this as RFID tag? Does it? I'm not technically
Yeah, true. Yeah.
but yeah, we have those tracking systems in the bus, so you can track and especially the communication from the school, right? Today the buses are leaving late because of these issues, so kindly hold on. I think the communication is also important from the school. That's been kind of, they're doing a wonderful job on communicating and keeping the parents informed. Even if the bus is late for 30 minutes, they are kind of informing the parents that it's going to be late.
Got it.
Rest assured, kids are safe with us. So the
Got it.
communication part is extremely good. Yeah.
Great. And if we ask you to rate the school from 1 to 5, 5 being the highest, so what would your rating be for the school?
I would rate it 4.2, 4.3. Definitely more than 4. It's between 4.3 to 5. Yeah.
Great,
Yeah.
great. And if we will be a little more specific towards final details of the school, so how happy are you with the teaching methodologies that are currently there with the school?
I think I have a different perspective when it comes to, what a school should offer, what parents should offer. As I said, learning happens 24 hours a day, not just
Absolutely.
8 hours in the school.
True,
So
true.
I believe that the effort from our end, like you may not teach the curricular subject, but effort from us in keeping them on track is also equally important. So it should complement the learning that we give to our children and the learning that they receive from the school should complement each other. The only thing that I find, or yeah, I'm kind of thinking towards, like, is my kid ready for any of the competitive exams? This is the question that still stays with me. How ready are they to, like, say, be it NEET or be it other competitive exams? So I think at this point in time, I do not know if the school is sufficiently equipped to prepare your children to be competitive when they go out in the world of competition. But that is something that we as parents are also exploring. Is this enough? So do we need any additional training or coaching for them to, pick up the speed? But when it coming back to kids learning those basics and the logic and reasoning behind why we are
Exactly.
doing, that's something that I appreciate in both my kids. That's the basic knowledge that they need to build when they are in these early years of learning, not
Absolutely.
just reading out or kind of by hearting what's
Yeah.
given as an answer. I think that is one skill that my both my kids have picked up really well, questioning why we are doing this. And I should appreciate that majority of the teachers do have that patience to explain this why part of it, which
Great.
majority of the schools do not do. Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much for your time. It's been a very delightful
That's
conversation knowing
wonderful.
about
It's a
the school.
pleasant conversation with you.